This.
So, is. Right, I'm going live. Right.
Dropping frames on.
First time. Come on. Vamos.
You can ask me about Ethan Pinnock.
Am I going to ask you about him? I saw your tweet. Yeah, that was funny.
You can. I've done some research. It could be quite funny. I've never heard of him. I've literally never heard of him. You said Pinnock. I was like, who the fuck is Pinnock? And I'm not joking. I know we usually do it. I've never heard of him.
Oh, right. So hang on. So that wasn't a joke?
No, it was not a joke. I mean, it was a joke. I knew it would be funny. I knew people would laugh.
That's
but
hilarious.
I've never heard of him. I didn't know he played for Brentford. I'd never heard of Ethan Pinnock.
That's amazing. Right.
Are we live now?
Yeah, we're live right now. We'll go from here. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to James and Flav. For now, apologies to the patrons for us being a touch late. We were just chatting there because I did a video building my team of the season. As a squad build, a Premier League squad of the season. And in the video, basically, the rule is you have one player from every Premier League team. So it makes it quite difficult because obviously you'd put loads of Arsenal players in, you'd put loads of Man City players in. But in this instance, you can't because that's the idea of it. And it's good. It makes it hard and you've got to kind of take players out and put them in. And anyway, so go watch that video because it's not doing very well. So it'd be nice if you did go and watch it. Anyway, one of the players I put in there was Ethan Pinnock. Cracking season for Brentford. Woo. Unbelievable season for Brentford. And I posted something. And we're going to have to go to Twitter on a couple of occasions. Today's podcast feels good. In the running order, it feels good. And that's even without a Jim Big Laugh award. There will be, Flav.
Yes.
The most unbelievable. And actually, in terms of what we've been discussing over the last few weeks over the calling it bit,
yep,
which is a story that's so unbelievable, we're going to call it as bullshit.
Yep.
There's a story that is so on the line of that on several occasions I was just went, come on. But it might be true.
I'm looking forward to that.
That's it. And we will be cheer wherever you are. We will be running through the play-by-play of a child crying or several children crying from Napoli. I got the link sent from Flav. He goes, "We need to talk about this."
I've had about 40 people send it to me. It gets to the point whenever there's, and not just that, more. I've got about 3 clips of kids crying in my DMs. How do I explain that to someone who doesn't know? Like, if my missus went in my DMs, she wouldn't find tits from women who want to sleep with me.
Yeah.
She would find videos of children crying. How do I explain that?
What's this? Oh, that's my child. What's this?
Yeah.
Just crying.
At least it's not
kids
tits.
Eating paper. Amazing stuff. So anyway, when I put out the tweet, it might take a second to get there. And by the way, welcome and hello to our beloved patrons who are poorly treated, let's be honest, by us regularly. But we did an absolute world-class mailbag this week.
It was.
It was so funny. And there's a couple of bits from it that will be new bits as well. And
Mailbag, essentially, for people that don't know, Mailbag is this podcast without the football.
Yeah.
No football.
That's probably the best push you can do for it. There's a link in the description right now. Anyway, here we go. Here is, and I'll share it to you in a minute, mate.
Yep.
So I tweeted this.
What are we watching?
I tweeted this. Make a change, I dare you, and it was basically my final squad and the rules. And then you wrote underneath, which I was adamant was a joke, was who the fuck is Pinnock? Turns out this high-profile Premier League star. That's how he'd be billed, wouldn't he? If Pinnock got done and it was going to be in the Sun, They wouldn't use the word Brentford. They wouldn't use the word centre back, and they wouldn't use his own name. They'd go high profile Premier League superstar Ethan Pinnock.
Yeah.
Ethan Pinnock. And so you didn't know who he was?
Of course I knew who he was.
Did you?
I'll tell you a little bit about Ethan Pinnock. You want me to tell you a little bit about Ethan Pinnock?
A little bit.
He's great aerial ability, great physicality.
Big time.
Yeah. He's he reads the game really well. Great ball playing ability as well. For a player of his size, in the modern era, he needs to be able to play ball, and he can do that. And he's also a natural leader. That's what I like about Pinnock. He does have some issues.
Where have you got that from?
He does have some issues, mate. He's not the paciest of defenders, right? And sometimes gets caught out. He can have little lapses of in concentration, and his aggression can be an issue. Can be over the top in tackles sometimes, give away needless free kicks. But these are kind of and you know, sometimes in its set piece defending, he can lose concentration, but these are like minor things. He is a class centre back, and he will go on to play for a big club one day.
Oh, he lost me at the end. That was bang on till the end. Shame.
What is that? Bang on.
He won't go. He won't play for a bigger club.
No, but it is what I said more or less true.
Yeah. Do you know what I saw? It was on the. So I asked Dom, my mate, who's a Brentford fan, and I was like, I was doing my squad. I'm trying to figure this out. Is it Ben Mee or Pinnock who have been better? Like who should go in? And he said he shared a link to the Griffin Park Grapevine, which is their forum. And after every game, they do a sort of a man of the match. Like you put forward your man of the match, and then whoever's got the most gets
player of the season.
Gets 3 points. Whoever gets the second most gets 2 points. Whoever gets the third most gets 1 point. And then over the season, you can kind of see who's actually been the player of the year.
That is much better way to do it than
isn't it?
Yeah, because you get, it takes all the emotion out. Actually, there is an element of that can come unstuck because you are super emotional after a game, and a player's performance is dictated by how that game ends. So if you concede a last minute goal, then you'll chuck a couple of points. But over a season, that's probably pretty fair.
But you lose, you go too macro when you go, and you get stung by recency bias.
You're probably incorrect if you're choosing your defender at the end of the season. Yeah, choosing your player of the year at the end of the season.
Yeah, true.
This is a better way to do it for sure.
And he was right up there. What?
Just noticed that tweet, the Arsenal tweet.
Well, okay, so we've got a lot of tweets to get through. Let's also we will be talking about the man, the myth that's back. Tell him Uncle Sam's in town. Big Sam is back.
Oh yes, yes.
Big yes.
It's like a dream. It's like a dream. He's back. Do you know how long we've been calling for him to come back, James? Years we've been talking about, will he return?
Cramming him into every new manager conversation.
Flav, come on.
Flav, we were adamant Flav had a 10% commission on this guy, and he's back.
Everyone, James, everyone thought I was crazy. Everyone was saying, like, whoa, look, you need to stay up. Obviously, give Big Sam a call. Big Sam might be the answer. Maybe has anyone thought about Big Sam? And yet, lo and behold, 5 years later, he's got another Premier League job. Come on, Big Sam, you can do this. And you know what? His trope is exactly the same as it was before he left us, isn't it? He's
not
I can hold my own with any of the big boys. He said the same thing.
I love it.
Love this tippy-tappy. I mean, if he keeps them up, they've got to give him the job, which would be glorious. Yes. Full-time Sam Allardyce.
I mean, what a turnaround at Leeds. The thing I love about it, let's do this. Let's do Big Sam now. And then we'll talk. There's a lot. We've got loads of great stuff today. Stick around. The thing I love about Big Sam is, and actually I asked FJC's, the resident Leeds fan, on the JLA Discord server. And I said, how are you feeling? I haven't read this. I'm reading this now for the first time. After the Bournemouth game, most Leeds fans have accepted we're pretty much down. I know, he's there, is he? He's there. They're not in the relegation zone, are they? Are they?
More or less, I think. No, maybe not. Okay.
I think that's you trying to get out of that. More or less.
I don't know. I haven't looked at the league tables.
They're not in the relegation zone. They're not in the relegation zone currently.
Yeah. Well, look, when we was on the overlap, right? There was a segment on the question. They asked everyone who was there in the audience who had the risk of going down: Everton, Leeds, and Leicester, and all of them said we're going down. All of them. None of them. Their job was to explain why they were staying up, and all of them went, "Well, I can't because we're going down. You can't all go down. Someone's got to stay."
Right.
And they were like, "No, we're going down." Everton fan, Baz, we're going down.
Well, I'm intertwining bits here because with over the season, I think probably one of my most famous bits has been I can't do this anymore. I can't do this anymore. It's been fantastic. Now, I've been living in that world for some time, but I moved into a different realm this week where Queen's Park Rangers were safe and sound, and I was able to go, finally. And I was thinking that could be a new bit. So moments when you've gone, finally. Because I was like, I don't have to think about QPR with any kind of dread. Because, it's been a mess. But we're absolutely fine. Absolutely fine.
You don't have to worry about it. And maybe Gareth Ainsworth can start building something.
Well, he's earned the right.
When you think of QPR next season, and I've got an answer in my head, where do you see him in the table? In your head, say it now.
First.
No, 14th, isn't it? It's going to be 14th.
You never know, though. I mean, we're on a run. One hell of a run. 2 games. Can I
just something? I'm looking at the league table. Something I've noticed. On the 6 clubs: West Ham, Leicester, Leeds, Forest, Everton, and Southampton. In the last 30 games combined, there are 3 wins.
Yes.
Leicester got 1. Forest got 1, and West Ham got 1. That is, I mean, they should all go down. They should have a bottom 6. Get rid of them all.
Yeah, I would. I mean, would that be good for the sort of the way the wealth would be moving around? Maybe to bump it up to the top, to the bottom 6 go down.
If you sent 6 down and brought 6 up, I would assume you'd have to assume that the top of the league would be so far away from the rest. It would be so much easier.
What would you think about? I mean, we talk about this every year, and we always talk about Champions League playoffs would be amazing. 4th to you give the top 3, and then 4th to 7th. See, and this is the great example of it. Aston Villa would sneak into those Champions League playoffs, and they'd be like, "Oh my God, we're 2 games away from the fucking Champions League."
I like that, but then what do you have? Europa League as what, 8th and 9th, and the Conference League 10th.
I think you have. No, you could do it from that, could you not? Like, you could
right. So the runners up will go in Europa League.
Runners up go in the Europa League, and then
a playoff.
The 2 losers.
Yeah. That's great. That's good. I definitely think they should do that, James. It's so much. It's such a good idea.
How many times I've got to say it?
Well, you're just saying it to me, and I don't have any control over these things. Stop saying it to me and start talking to people with more influence.
Yeah, good. That is life, isn't it? Though you do spend your whole life like you're talking to people that don't have any power at all, and then you get to about 30, you start talking to someone who has got a bit of power, and you go, "Well, yeah, we'll give you that opportunity if you like." Oh,
yeah. Mate, you're on Saturday Social.
I'm on.
Maybe that's the start. There's the catalyst for you. There's a platform.
That's it. I'm going to try and sneak. I'm going to sneak into the Gillette Soccer Saturday studios. I go. Don't worry, guys, because they're next door to each other, aren't they? I go this Saturday, and I'm going to go. I'm just going to sit there, miss the show, burn that bridge. Saturday Social, burn that. Going for the top job. And I'll just be sat up at the desk and I'll go waiting for like someone to come in, and hopefully it'll be, someone with that bit of power.
Jeff Stelling.
Jeff will be coming in. I go, "Hi, Jeff."
Who wouldn't you want to come in? You go, "Fuck, Paul Merson." Fuck.
Yeah, probably Merce. Actually, I mean, he's like a nice bloke. Actually, Merce, I like him. Probably the runner, really, because then my moment's kind of gone. They're gonna go, "Yeah, can you leave?"
James, I just let me tell you something. I don't. This is embarrassing of me, right? And I had to check myself. But we're in makeup. You have to go into makeup, right? It's not something I asked for. You have to go because the cameras are really good, and I'm 41, and you can see how what
makeup.
So Saturday Social, you get makeup.
Do you?
That's up, you do, you dickhead. You're the one that told me make sure you get makeup, right, James?
Makeup. What, like on your face?
James, stop doing this because you know you get this. You know you get it. So I didn't go in requesting makeup. I'm 41. I need it, right? James doesn't need it. He's got the fucking face of
a pup, just a young
newborn
37-year-old pup.
Yeah. But this runner comes up and he's to take us from the makeup down to the studio. And I know, mate, like, I'm talking to him and he goes, "Oh, yeah, I'm a Spurs fan." And I went, right. And I was like, here it comes. He's going to listen to the pod. He's going to say, "Oh, maybe he's already noticed." He went, "Who do you support?" I was like, "Oh,
fuck."
Oh, no.
Yeah.
I support Spurs. "Oh, right. What do you think about everything?" I was like, "Well, I spent thousands of hours talking about this on my podcast that you can subscribe to."
Yeah. And YouTube channel. We really are intertwining the things on the running order today. Announcements are plenty. Flav has a YouTube channel now. I will put
with
it
the
in
boys. The boys on the Fighting Cock as well. It's
fuck them though. Fuck them right now. Fuck them all. This is about you, Flav. Let's utilize your influence here. Flav's been here talking shit for years now. All he needs you to do is move across, and when you see his face, actually, it's just the broad rule, isn't it? See our face, click the video. See our face, click the video. See our face.
If you're going,
click on my nose. Click on my nose.
Fighting Cock. Is the link in the description?
Yeah, of course there is.
Yeah, of course.
And Flav is officially a YouTuber.
I mean, it's a podcast, isn't it? It's not YouTube. It's on YouTube. It's just a platform, really. But yeah. Do you know what? I might be doing a tier list on Friday. I might be doing a tier list on Friday. Might be.
Shut up.
I don't know.
Without me, I'm fuming.
I know.
Biscuits, what are we doing?
To me, James. What has happened to me?
Oh, my
What have I become?
Oh, my word.
You've got to look at revenue streams. What have I got to do? What have I got to do?
I'm trying to think. If you put rant in the title of a YouTube video, I'm walking away from this relationship. Okay.
I mean, look, I don't want to do it. But what can I do? The world is the way it is.
Fuck it, you're right, mate.
There may even be emojis in there. Do you remember the conversation we had about emojis?
I have no problems with emojis.
It's about emojis.
It's about click-through rate. It's about click-through rate.
That's what it is. You got to play the game. Play the game.
Yeah.
Don't hate the player.
Are you actually doing a tier? I'm really excited to watch that. I'm really excited.
Who should
do you know what's going to happen now? You're going to go. I can see the video. You'll get about halfway through it and go, "Oh, fucking hell, this is boring. I don't want to do it."
I've actually changed my mind in the last 30 seconds. I'm definitely not doing it. That thought of actually doing it. Imagine that.
What was it going to be on? What was it going to be on?
You should be the next Spurs manager.
That's good.
Yeah, and then what would you do?
But you'd get bored, though. You'd get bored once you've like. I mean, a tier list is an art.
Now, is it an art?
Yeah,
oh God, fuck that then.
It's an art. It's an art form.
If you have Nagelsmann and what do you have on the thumbnail, James? Nagelsmann at don't want something like that, wouldn't it?
Redknapp top. I'd and because then they go what? Somehow get Liverpool at the bottom of the tier list. I don't know how.
Yeah.
Klopp, as in Klopp, I wouldn't want him. Oh, amazing! Oh, mate, you got to do tier list now. I'd love to know if people know what you'll always get from an Allcott tier list, but both from sort of general strategy. I wonder if I've been I thought I was being sort of subtle with some of these elements, but maybe not because I've been doing it for quite some time.
You mean sort of go-to things?
How I navigate it. It. I know. Yeah, I need to do a bloody tier list. I haven't done one in a while.
Bloody do it. Finally, come on, my lad.
Yeah. Well, it's been 2 days. I'm actually slightly disappointed I haven't been asked.
All right, let's move on.
That was good. Oh, I do have an announcement actually as well. Let's just get these out of the way. How mad's this, right? So actually, sorry. First of all, finally, because we're getting past I can't do this anymore. Where if you've had your finally moment or a moment where you've had a really tough time and then it had a bit of a happy ending and you just had to end finally, let me know that story in the comments. Right, listen to this. Listen to this, Flav. Right. So I've got quite a big week coming up.
Yeah.
First of all, Allcott's going to play at, and actually, basically, I had some work on the day I'm going to do this, but I then said, I literally was honest and was like, I'm not going to be able to do this job now because this has come up and it's like once in a lifetime and I can't say no to it. And
where are you playing?
They've been able. Well, I'm working towards that, and they were like, oh well. Understandably, they were like, oh, look, we put a lot of work in for this, and we were supposed to have a meeting, and then they were able to move the day, so I can do both now, which is wonderful. And in the meeting that I just had this morning, they said, "Do you want to explain why we're all having to change this to a Tuesday afternoon?" And I was like, and one of them went, "You better be getting flown to Augusta to play a round of golf," because the guy's doing it, Ali Maxwell, who I'm doing this thing with. He loves golf, and as do I. Anyway. I went, it's close. Anyway, I'm playing at Anfield next week.
Really?
Okay. So that's fucking awesome. And I'm so excited. Right. And I'm, like, turning down money, guys. But it's, priceless opportunity.
What is it? Who are you playing football with?
Thanks to those wonderful people at So Rare.
What's that?
It's So Rare. It's so rare. Don't worry. But I'm playing at Anfield, which is great.
Is it? Yeah.
Don't worry about So Rare.
All right. Okay.
It's not for you. It's
like
the last thing you'd ever want to be involved in. So Rare.
Is it like a food box? It sounds like a food box. Is it some sort of delivery?
No, So Rare is like it's like FPL, but different and far more interesting and ingrained.
Is it a game?
It's a game.
All right. Look, I don't care. Come on, carry on.
Okay. But does this trumpet, right? On Monday, Flav,
yeah,
I've been asked to do the co-coms for QPR against Bristol City with Tottenham, Sheffield Wednesday, Brentford, I think he was at, and Queen's Park Rangers, and England legend Andy Sinton, and the commentator Nick London.
Of course, James. That is a wonderful opportunity. Well done. And
this might be a bit because I think this is
finally.
This is such a nothing game, right? It means nothing, which is wonderful, perfect. And no one cares about this. As an opportunity, no one cares about that. But for me, it's a big deal. So I wonder if that's a bit, something that means absolutely nothing to nobody else, but is huge to you. Right? This is just because really, all I want to do is go up the gantry. That's all I really want to do.
Mate, do it. It's a great experience. Do it.
I'm so excited. I'm slightly shitting it as well.
In case you say something mental.
Yeah.
Like you could say just one word. Actually, I'm not going to plant this in your head. That's good. Congratulations, mate. That's. I'm going to be tuning in. Is this on? Where did you hear about this? How did you hear it?
It'll be on QPR Plus. But what?
QPR Plus. You have to pay for that. Is that a paid for subscription?
It's on the QPR website, isn't it? But I do wonder. I need to chat to Sin. I wonder because basically Nick London, who's a QPR fan as well, Andy Sin, they go around the country, and it's the last game of the season. Then I'm going to sort of pop up the stairs with them, and I just think I hope they've been told and they're okay with it because I reckon they might. I don't think they might not throw me the ball, Flav. That's what I'm concerned about. I'm just going to be sat there for 45 minutes.
Yeah, and then you've got
cracking view, Nick.
Then you've got to be in that weird safe space where you're trying to get your toe in.
Yeah, because in like commentators, you can't talk. You've got to sort of tap people, haven't you, to kind of go. So I'm just going to
be yeah. Tap in.
I've got the average positions. You sure you don't want to come to me? I think it's gonna be horrific, but I'm going to enjoy it. Yeah, again, once in a lifetime. Like the first ever thing I ever did was work experience at QPR, doing some youth team stuff. So to do that for a game, and I'm so pleased it's a game that means absolutely nothing. I'm buzzing.
Yeah, man. Definitely.
Anyway, more importantly, go and follow, subscribe to Flav's YouTube channel. Right. Would you like an early hand grenade, or do you want to get this done?
What done?
This tweet.
Yeah, go on then.
What?
Let's get this done. So let's do the tweet. So this is something I got sent. I say it went a little bit sort of viral to some degree. A lot of lot of quote retweets with
So,
this Arsenal fan. Do you explain it, Jim?
Well, okay. So this is Harry Fong. Because the first question, so I put this in my lads group. This is suggesting that, do you know what, there's one word that I think is amazing here with this. So surely this is a better metric of quality than just randomly stopping the league after a total of totally arbitrary
38 game.
I like this word. Surely.
Surely. So this is on. He's quote tweeting. Everyone can see this on screen, right? But he's quote tweeting a tweet that says, "Could Arsenal hold the record for the longest period in first position without winning the Premier League?" And that would be 90. Arsenal have led the league for 93% of the season.
That is brutal.
And and like if anyone says that they haven't bottled it, that's the graph that proves they have. But you've been in front for so long, and now you've lost, and this proves it. But anyway, move away from that. Instead of this being proof that Arsenal have bottled the league, Harry Fong says that actually this is just a metric of quality than just randomly stopping the league. Like the league, this is just random. It's always been random, not a predefined a set of games to identify who is the best team in the league and that everyone signs up and agrees to. According to Harry Fong, it's arbitrary. It's an arbitrary number of games. And
it's incredible. Like, first of all, so 21st group, whoever that is. And actually, I'm just going to follow Oral there. And I might even follow Harry. Go on. It's a great graphic. That is really interesting. Like that. But so here's the thing that came in my lads group is this legit? Is he serious, this Harry Fong? Or is Harry Fong
what, trolling?
Trolling.
I don't think so.
I got accused of biting. Do you think it's legit?
It never occurred to me that it wasn't legit. You'd have to look at his the rest of his tweets to find out if he's trolling. If he is, it's high level. It's good stuff.
Yeah, isn't it? That is high level trolling. Because the only hint at that is probably the word surely, and the fact that it's got Kanu. Arbitrary's great. Arbitrary's great.
Arbitrary is like such a contradiction in terms. Maybe you're right. Fuck, have I been trolled? I just saw it and I thought, but this is something an Arsenal fan would say. So that's why I just thought,
I mean,
maybe Spurs would. Spurs
not.
In 2015, 2016, 17, over 2 calendar years, we had amassed the most points. We haven't won the league, but I remember that being a thing. But I think no one banged on about it.
As a concept,
shit, maybe we've been trolled.
I don't think my gut says that it is legit. Because I mean, it really is elite. The arbitrary 38 game period is hilarious because you play everyone twice, don't you? It's not like,
and it's a predefined. I mean, arbitrary. Hang on, let me just find out what the definition is.
Oh, here we go. So, now he likes a definition. Last week he was laughing.
So arbitrary means existing or coming about seemingly at random or by chance as an unreasonable act of will. Maybe he is now. Now you've said that, I'm more convinced that this is a
my gut. My initial thought was, and again, maybe you're just going on it. I thought it was legit. I did, but I thought it's incredible clutching if it is.
It didn't.
If it is legit,
it didn't. It didn't occur to me at all. So yeah, that's elite trolling if it's true. I don't know. I'm looking at the rest of his tweets. It's pretty serious stuff.
Really, you think he's genuine? Because
I don't know.
The thing is that, like, well, first of all, right, when it comes to, if you want to be specific on bottling the Premier League, and I'm not sure, I probably shouldn't give you this, but I felt like, you're getting beat up a lot as a Spurs fan at the moment, Flav. In terms of bottling the league, this graph suggests that no one bottles the league like Arsenal. Like,
clearly.
If you want to go specific, to the league, no one bottles. The comeback, of course, for Spurs will be, well, at least we get to the point where we can bottle it. Fine. But the three greatest bottles of the Premier League in terms of time spent at the top and then not winning it are Arsenal. I have 3 of the top 4. Wow.
Yeah, I mean, I do have some thoughts as a Spurs fan about the reason why Arsenal are prone to be mentally weak as a club.
Isn't it? What is it? Hang on, let me guess. It's because they haven't got a home. Is that what it is?
It's a club set on no foundation.
Right, there you go. Yeah, is that it?
Yeah, they've got there's no genuine foundation to the football club. They don't know what they are. All they are is a group of fans who watch some players play football. There's no real history to the club.
Right.
It's merely one that could have been at Fulham, could have been in South London, ended up plotting up in North London. Yeah. And because of that, the only thing they've got is what goes on the football pitch. And when those players let them down, they just can't quite cope.
Right. They've if you did, just to think about it, if you did a season where it was your average position in the league at the end of it is where you finished. That just doesn't work, does it? Just to be clear, like that's crap.
No, because that is shit.
Good, noted. Yeah, it's utterly absurd. If this guy is serious.
I don't know, but more I think about it, the more I think that is a great.
What I do, terrible tweets is definitely a thing. Put a link if you see a terrible tweet. Put a link into a comment in the running order, and we can break down some of those terrible tweets. And because I like that, I like the fact that it's like surely. There's a good little power word for a start of a tweet. Surely. Meet me halfway here. That's what that says to me. Surely. Is there a better word than that? Let us know. With the Big Sam thing, I can't believe he's come back. It's amazing, isn't it? I did just want to... Someone sent me this, which I thought was great on Twitter as well. So Big Sam's come in. Fair play to Leeds for posting a stat that shows Allardyce has roughly a 1 in 5 win ratio when he's only got 4 games left to keep him up. That is amazing.
That is incredible.
Do you know what's so great?
The answer is no.
Right.
I know what you're asking.
No,
I don't think they will. They're playing Man City at the weekend, so he's got 3 games effectively.
Well, yeah, let's have a quick look.
What's he going to do? What is he going to do? He's going to go into Leeds and he's going to start going, we got to play high percentage football. There's no time to fix the tactics here. We're going to play long and we're going to play into the corners. And
that's a horrible set of games they've got left.
Yeah, they're down. But maybe Leeds at home at Newcastle, Ellen Road. Maybe the early kickoff. Maybe they will. But let me say this, right? Let me tell you about a little team called Queen's Park Rangers. We were down. We had 2 games against Burnley, one of the greatest Championship sides of all time, and Stoke City, playing solid stuff, I guess. And we couldn't win a football game. We were down. Yep.
2 games later. Do you know what we are, Flav? We are safe.
You're up. You're safe.
We are safe. We are like rock solid safe. Like first thing in the morning, safe.
Like Peter North. I mean? Peter North safe.
Yeah. Peter North. What?
What? Sorry.
What does that mean? Peter North.
Well, you've never heard of Peter North?
I haven't actually.
It doesn't ring any bells? Sure.
No.
Not at all.
Oh, is that a porn star?
I don't know. You tell me. Ring any bells? Does it not?
I swear on my life it doesn't. I really don't know who Peter North is.
All right. Well, you got some Googling to do.
Okay. Looking forward to it. I'll wait until I'm on my own.
No, do it now.
Oh dear.
Peter,
what were we talking about in the mailbag this week? We were like, if something that was it. I got a question. We got a question. It was like one of those horrible questions that involve your mum or your dad. And my parents were downstairs looking after my son. I was like, hang on a minute, let me ask. Leeds are struggling. The thing I don't get with the Big Sam appointment, and what has been amazing is this sort of parachuting in of the old boys, or just like, if it's really bad, get in a manager who's going to make football incredibly basic.
I mean, look, that's kind of what they need at this moment, isn't it? Just get back to basics. Probably been their head still full to the brim with Bielsa issue. You know, they've still got the residue of his semen on him.
Yeah, honks.
It's...
Is
residue of Bielsa's issue.
It's so unnecessary.
I know. It doesn't even mean anything. All I meant what I meant was they've still
the residue. Go on. What are you trying to say?
What I was trying to say is that obviously they've had a lot of messages and tactics and ideas fed into them through free managers in Bielsa, in what's the other guy's name? The American guy,
Jesse March.
Jesse March, and obviously Garcia. So there's a lot to take, and then now they've got Big Sam. Who's just going to go. This football is a simple game. This is how we're going to get a result here, and that's probably what they need.
Do you know, the Garcia thing was hard. Is it Gracia or Garcia? Garcia. It's like a dream. It's like he was never really the manager. He's like
Gracia.
Yeah. When I think of him, he's like not fully there. Like even if I'm to picture like him doing an interview or something, he's like a ghost.
Yeah.
Like, I don't truly see like the opacity's 50% on him. It's like a bit of a dream. What I find incredible as well. We've known Allardyce is going to be the next manager for about 4 days.
Yeah.
Right? For a good few days, it's been like, well, still looks like it's probably going to happen. So what if it doesn't happen? What he's just going to Xavi is going to go, I'm still here.
Just what I would say about him, just having a look, he doesn't look 53. Stunning. Good looking bloke.
Who? Gracia.
Yeah. I think they keep him up. But
Hang on. I think you're getting mixed up.
No, Javi Gracia. I'm literally looking at him. Leeds manager. No, I'm right. What? James, what the fuck was I going to say? You throw me now.
Do you know what I find interesting? I never read out FJC's comment. Let's see what it says. After the Bournemouth game, most Leeds fans have accepted we're pretty much down. Remember that? And Gracia didn't look like he could pick the team back up. So of the three choices of give it to Skabala, the assistant, I think, for 4 games, bring in someone you'd want longer term who'd end up being worse option than what we could get if we stay up, or go with Big Sam for 4 games, we've probably gone for the best option. This at least gives us a chance that the players can get a boost because their heads have been gone for too many games now. That's correct. Still not in the relegation zone. That is a cracking paragraph from FJC. I think that's
that's cracking. It is, but it just shows you how far Leeds have fallen when they've gone from absolutely adoring their football club to having Big Sam. Because regardless of what happens, no one wants Big Sam at their football club. If he ends up at your football club, you're like, for fuck's sake, we have really fucked up here.
Unwritten rule, isn't it? Unwritten rule. Yeah, Big Sam's coming back.
Yeah, you fucked up royally if Big Sam is there to save you from relegation. That said, for Big Sam, this is a great opportunity for him. This reignites his career. If he can keep Leeds up, he becomes again something that he was 10 years ago, the guy to keep you up. Well, there's jobs for him every season.
Yeah. And the thing we did in the ripple effect, look, I know I keep bringing it up, but I think it is, we were just joking. We were joking around going, imagine, bring in Lampard for vibes and bring in, Big Sam will say, if you need a 10-week manager, because Neil Warnock had said, I only like working 10 weeks of the year. Neil Warnock, who's done brilliantly at Huddersfield as well. These guys getting popped in, it's legitimate because of the churn of managers at this stage. The amount of teams with 3 managers now.
Yeah, it's mad. Spurs.
It's crazy. Spurs, Chelsea, Southampton, Leeds. 4 teams.
That's a failing. Those are massive failings from ownership of the club. That's what needs to, and often like owners get off scot-free, but in this instance, they shouldn't. How much do you reckon Big Sam, if you had to predict, how much is he being paid? What do you think the bonus is?
I think that's why it's taken 4 days.
He wants
I
the
think
bonus,
Sam wants Sam.
He's
Sam's been
essentially
working on that, and he's gone. Oh well, if
ain't
you
earned a
don't want
dime.
me,
He's not earned a dime in 5 years. It was England his last job, was it?
no.
Was it? What's he done?
West Brom.
He's done other things.
Came in and relegated West Brom, didn't he? They got rid of Village and brought him.
What do you think? So given the fact that Leeds
3 million if he keeps
up,
him up, Reece says. One of our beloved patrons.
3 million. Oh, so I was gonna try and guess. I was gonna say 2 million. That's all right. 2 million, 3 million. 3 million. Well, given the fact that's worth 120 million to be in the Prem? 3 million is not bad.
Yeah.
If he keeps them up.
See, look, we're getting all sorts of numbers here. 3.4 he receives if they stay up.
Can you share a link to YouTube? I haven't seen any of the thing.
No, sorry.
Yeah, but so free. I mean, anything around that is like that's gold. Do you reckon he's just on the bonus, or he's getting a little salary as well? I mean, what is it? It's 4 weeks' work. How much should he be paid?
Amazing, isn't it?
And do you think like Warnock? What Warnock says, I only want to work 12 weeks a year, and that you might make £1 million in those 12 weeks.
Genius, in isn't it? It's genius.
3 million. Yeah, I'd do that. No problem.
It's like you're like a kicker in NFL.
Yeah.
Rock up, get the glory, score the points, walk off. That's what these boys are doing. It's genius. You go away for the winter, get some sun, come back in, do a job, and it's amazing the power of gravitas and of experience. Like I'm watching a lot of Succession right now.
Oh yeah,
and. I nearly tweeted it and I thought, don't. But I was like, imagine not having watched Succession. I look at my wife sometimes and I go, you stupid bitch. We watched that first episode and you went, I don't really like any of them. So I don't want to watch it. You fucking stupid bitch. I love my wife. Okay. She's so pretty. Oh.
Yeah, she is pretty. She's lovely.
We call it a love pang. Do you ever get that? You just look at it and just go, it's a little thing we have. I just go, ow. Carry on the rest of the day.
Of course, all the time.
What are we talking about? Anyway, but and I don't want to give anything away. Oh, actually, do you know what, Aaron? I'm not even going to talk about it.
Yeah, don't, because I haven't seen anything either.
It's too good. I can't spoil it. It's electric. What I would recommend as well is The Watch, which is a podcast with the beautiful Chris Ryan, who talks about Succession after the episodes, and the way he speaks about it is phenomenal. The series this year is just so good. Anyway, but yeah, Allardyce and Warnock and those guys, because McCarthy, it was the other side of it, didn't work. He came in at Blackpool. I think the difference with McCarthy's he's not got that glint. Warnock and Allardyce have got that little glint in their eye. And Lampard, that's not why it's worked. He's not got the gravitas to come in
or is he very good?
Provide the right vibes.
Why he's a Champions League winner. This is the thing. He's a Champions League winner. He's done more than Sam Allardyce and Warnock has ever done in football. Right? As a footballer, one of the greatest centre midfielders the Premier League has ever seen.
And a midfielder known specifically with everything he's achieved, like you just said, known specifically for getting the best out of himself.
Yeah.
So that's studious, isn't it?
Obviously not a very good manager, though, because he keeps failing. So just stop giving him jobs.
But maybe she's got like Allardyce.
He's got to build something down the leagues. He's got to build something. But Derby was good because there was something there's a move forward. To keep going back to Chelsea's mental.
Derby was an easier job. But you're right. Yeah. He had probably the gravitas there enough. But poor bloke. I think he's.
What are you talking about? He's guided
He's a nice guy. You can tell he's a decent bloke, but he's out of his depth.
Do you want him managing your football club? He's just a nice guy. Do you want? It's like footballers. It's like. So some people are like, oh well, I don't want this footballer because he's a bit like he's a bit of an art. If he's good at football, who gives a shit apart from the obvious like Ronaldo and whatnot.
Yes. How funny was the Richarlison thing when he scores and then literally seconds later, you must have been off, wasn't you? Great comeback though. Yeah. You had the same amount of big chances as Liverpool.
We were better than Liverpool over 90 minutes.
Yeah.
And the second game. Second half, we just tore them apart. I don't think many people have gone to Anfield and done that. And that's not. I'm not even. Those are facts.
Yeah.
Hit the post 3 times, scored 3 times.
I texted you support, learning from my previous mistake.
Yeah,
Remember
I didn't want that. Yeah,
well,
I don't
so
want it.
You said after the Newcastle game.
Yeah,
I got loads of messages from people asking if I was okay, but you didn't do it.
No, you didn't.
So I did.
And now you went. Oh, do you remember when you told me to do it? Oh, well, there you go. It doesn't happen if you ask for it. It doesn't mean anything, does it?
I thought it was a good little power text. Actually, I think I said something along the lines of, "You told me to message you if you're okay when you're getting pumped."
Here you go. Yeah, here you go. It's like asking for a blowjob is not as good as getting one without asking. Not against your will. I'm not saying someone just comes up and you don't know and just gives you a blowy. not saying like that. It's something you say. I've never done that to a partner. I've gone, "Go on, give us a blowy." I've never. There's nothing sexy about that.
No,
you know
yeah. That's so true.
Go on.
Yeah, like when
give us a blowy. Come on.
We're both working in the same house. You go, right, love. Made you tea. Couldn't get a. You having fun? Got a lot on. When's your next call?
Couldn't get a blowjob, could I?
Couldn't get. I've had. How's my morning been? Meeting about meeting, but I've got a little window now. I was just wondering, couldn't get a blowjob, could I?
I thought we're all good asking.
If you ask out of the side of your mouth, My mum used to do that. Like when she'd sound like she was. I don't know if I can say this. I might have to cut this out. I'm not going to say it.
No, don't do the impression as well,
No.
James. Leave it. You don't have to do the.
I'm sorry. Anyway,
yeah, but the thing is, it's not the other way around, is it? It's not women don't go, "Oh, would you go down on me? Would you?" That never happens. Men are going to quick blowjob.
But if they did, you go. That's pretty hot, actually.
Yeah.
Do you know what I find amazing about this broader point of view? Right, so from Bielsa to Big Sam, right, and FJC's done that himself in a very articulate way. But I always think of your phrase of, you say life makes hypocrites of us all. Football makes hypocrites of us all. Because certainly like Ainsworth, the way Ainsworth plays is not the way that Warburton and Beale played. And the way that Big Sam plays football is not the way that Bielsa played football. And your manager is like your messiah. So once they're in the job, you just go, you sort of go into the corner and go, sort of have a little whisper to yourself. And you go, well, I guess he's the guy now. Okay, we'll follow him. The sky's blue now. The sky's red now. I thought it was blue. I thought you had to play. I thought you had to get it down. And when all these Leeds fans are going, no, I'd rather go down than play that long ball football. And now they've got to go, look, we just got to stay up.
No, he's got to stay up. But they have, to their credit, a lot of them said, I'd rather have gone down with Bielsa and just carried on this journey because they loved it. But it's all well and good saying that when you're not down and he's gone. It's an easy thing to say. He can never be disproved. But
I do think, though, that like with this outrageous churn of managers, there has to be. I think you have to be able to get past the first bad run. Like you have, like that. Otherwise, this is going to get more and more absurd. Like Graham Potter is looking better and better as a manager with every passing week because of what Lampard's doing, right? Whereas if you just let Potter get through a first wave, like Arteta got through the first wave, a bit like Tom Hanks in Castaway. He knew he needed that bit of help and support on his boat to get past the first set of waves to get to the calm waters. That's a cracking analogy.
Correct. But the problem is, it wasn't Potter. It was the damage that Bowley did and continues to do. It is because that is impossible for Potter. That I don't think Potter's reputation is sullied at all. I think actually he could go on to another club. Chelsea was always wrong for him, and he probably should have known that. But he's not a bad manager, and that will be proven. I think Todd Bowley, he made it impossible for any manager.
Yeah,
They're shit. They're shit. They're so shit. I've never ever seen a Chelsea team as shit as this. I was watching the game against Arsenal going, God, Chelsea, get a point. Get a point. Let's really end it for them. And I
thought they would as well. You thought, like, over the years, you go, oh, I know. You can see what happens here. Chelsea will get something.
Yeah, toilet, absolute pants.
Yeah.
And you're like, you speak to Chelsea fans and they're like, yeah, Thiago Silva, he's still a Rolls Royce. He's literally dead on his feet by 60, 70 minutes. The guy, you can't expect that from him. And everything else they've got, I was like, I'm a Spurs fan. I love to see it. And I was angry. I was like, what have you become, Chelsea? What have you become? What happened? You used to be the club that everybody hated. Now everyone's just indifferent. Nobody thinks anything about Chelsea anymore. Chelsea have lost so much, James, that they've lost again. I'll just go, oh, all right. Nothing inside me. Nothing happens.
Yeah, it's
like they've lost again. If they lose it the weekend, nothing again. They've lost 6 on the bounce. I'd feel nothing. That isn't what you got to do your bit in this rivalry, Chelsea. You have to do your bit.
Yeah. I do. Oh, forget it, because I've got a really great point, but I'll save it for another bit of content because we've got to talk about kids crying. Robert Kane said I had to take a few weeks off the pod to avoid the Chelsea banter, but now I'm numb to it now, so I'm glad to be back. Great to have you back, Rob. Logic Psychosis says I just thought this was funny. So Logic Psychosis knows, right? We were speaking last week about how Roman Abramovich, I wonder how he's thinking about this, and you were saying maybe he's laughing. And he said, Roman absolutely isn't loving us failing. He always loved the club, for sure. It's evident in the way he managed the club. You want to pick up there, or do you want me to finish it off?
Go on.
Completely understandable that we'd be laughed at if we went down. I think I'd struggle to not laugh myself, to be honest. Shameful displays this season. How? I mean, Chelsea fans, I'd love to know, would you literally, because you'll come back up and you'll be fine. Would you actually laugh if you somehow went down? I don't think you can you? I don't think you can. You're safe, unfortunately.
They would be crushed. I mean, and remember, the vast majority of Chelsea fans online, not everywhere, but online, would have joined during or begun supporting them during the Abramovich era. They've known nothing else. They are lost currently because of what's happening. Absolutely lost. They don't know what the fuck to think because they've never experienced it. They've never gone through any kind of frustration or hardship, genuinely frustration or hardship. They are where they are right now, and it's confusing to them. And to say that Abramovich only what did he say? What was his words? What was his words?
He always loved the club, for sure. It's evident in the way he managed the club.
You know why he bought the club? Do you know why he bought the club? Do you not think that everything he did, and all the money he spunked into there, wasn't for some sort of political agenda, and it was actually, I love Chelsea Football Club. He did it so... Oh, forget it. Fuck it. I don't know these people.
He was trying to save his own life. Right.
That's fair enough.
Really quickly, just chuck it out there. And again, if you become a patron, you'll be able to watch last week's mailbag. First of all, a couple of new bits as well. First of all, Flav gave a great story about talking down an erection. When have you had to talk down an erection? Let us know in the comments down below. Mm-hmm. And no way out. I got caught over tipping this week. And I'm now feeling like I might be held to ransom to tip that same extortionate amount when initially it was a gesture and I panicked and Flav called the amount that I tipped. I am intrigued. I think maybe for another week, tipping chat. I think there's something in that. How much do you, maybe we'll start it off again in the comments. How much do you tip? What's the right amount to tip? Do you know anyone who doesn't tip? Is it right not to tip? Tipping chat.
People make it a point not to tip is weird to me. And people that complain about the food they're given, even if it's disgusting, that's also like, I'm like, oh, what are you doing? What do you think the chef's going to go, oh, shit, I better do a better job then? Like, if you want your money about whatever, but if you're, no, this is not good enough. The only time is if it's raw. Other than that, just be fucking English and eat it.
Yeah. Oh, that's the thing. Yeah, exactly, yeah. Or I think, for me, I like, if something's supposed to be warm and it's not, like, but it would just be like, can whack that in the microwave, could you? Just heat it up a bit.
Yeah, can you heat this up? But you know, I've got a friend of ours, me and the missus, who will go on TripAdvisor if she's had a bad experience, and she will go to town on TripAdvisor. And I'm like, mate, just move on your life. What are you doing?
Right, here we go.
Hold them to account.
Flav, you have a look at the stream.
Oh
yeah, got it. Right, Napoli. Yep. Again, you sent me this. For those of you who don't know, Flav bloody loves it when children cry at the football.
Yeah, when football really destroys, makes a kid question, what's the point? I can't do this anymore. When they don't have the mental capacity to deal with it, is effectively what you see with what you're about to see. This is, as I understand it, and I sent this to my friend in Napoli to confirm that this was after a 1-1 draw, which meant that Napoli didn't become champions that day. That's it. It's not them being relegated or losing an FA Cup. They just didn't become champions this day, as I understand it.
Yeah. And what was I going to say? But it was at home, wasn't it? The game was at home, and I think that was part of it.
Yeah, it's against a team that they should have
win it at home, right?
If this is... Go on, let's play it.
Okay. I'm ready to pause whenever you need me to pause, okay?
All right.
Right, okay.
So already that's great. look at the anger and the tongue bite. And it's not just him.
Already that's great.
Already that's great. Look there. Right, and so stop. So as you're panning around, you're like, hey, there's another one. Fuck, there's another one, and they're all in tears. Look at the tongue bite. It's hungry. Yeah. Look at the one at the back. Arms crossed. I don't know what's happening, Dad. And who's the absolute legend behind the camera? Really go on. He's got, I've got to get this. This is great. Right into his face as well. Oh, the girl's crying as well. Interesting, boys. Look at it. Look.
Well, they're all crying, aren't they?
What's happening here? Look, he's eating.
Too far, isn't it?
I mean... Absolute legend behind the camera. Look, what is it? Genuinely, can I ask? What is it? How has it got? What has been fed to these children for them to react that way to drawing a game? What has been said? What have the parents done? Because whatever they've done is genius. Well, let's build these kids up. Tell them that they're going to get all their dreams. Everything that's going to the good could happen to Napoli is happening today. And you're getting to watch it together. And we're going to go out and party on the streets. We're going to eat pizza. We have ice cream. It's going to be great. Your friends are going to remember this forever. This will be a lifelong moment that you will remember forever. And then it didn't happen. They're destroyed. And the dad goes, better get this.
yeah. I could use this in a couple of years. This would be great.
Yeah. Better get this. Put it on the internet. I'm going to put it on the internet as well, and it's gone viral.
I like the kids because the lad here. Oh, hang on, where have I lost it? Christ! Oh God, the lad here sort of storms because this lad's been watching YouTube. This lad's been watching YouTube. I think that's not a genuine. Even at that, I know it's an and I shouldn't be critiquing children. I get that, but he can see the camera. He can see the camera. He's playing up to the camera. He's watched stuff on YouTube. He's a little bit older. He knows what he's doing. Do you know what I mean? It's like old school rants.
This isn't good. This isn't good. Like all jokes aside, the fact that these kids are reacting like this to a draw.
Genuine. This lad.
Yeah,
I like this. Sweet.
I'm enjoying that. Yeah,
that's good for him. He'll be better.
He's really heartbreaking.
We've lost the other lad, but this lad, you can see here. Wait, you can see, there he stormed out. Right, he stormed out, and then you just hear this.
Non posso più farlo.
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 Very good.
Bless him. God bless him all. It's good for him. Good for him.
Yeah.
Delicious. Delicious, salty,
sweet.
young tears.
Yeah. Great. More. My
More
DMs
that.
are open. My DMs are
Although
open.
you were sent that a lot.
Yeah, I got it a lot.
Okay. We finish off with the greatest calling it of all time. Non posso più farlo. Oh, yeah. Quick fire, a couple of Samisms. I did one apparently in my West Brom video. Dream Teams. Cracking video. Ipswich one coming soon. I think I spoke about that a couple of weeks ago in the pod. Hopefully that'll get the clearance from the EFL. I've got a bad feeling they're going to ruin it, but we'll see.
Right.
Luke Bromwich, belter of a Samson Jim's recent video with West Brom, Daryl DK said when talking about De Bruyne, he'll run the strings. Beautiful. And Shakar Expressions apparently said that Man City fans opened him with welcome arms. I think that's my favourite Samism. Willock did that one, didn't he?
Yeah.
Opened him with... those ones that sort of create a visual. Get opened up with welcome arms. Right, here we go. This is a belter. Ross Baker. My DMs are open. And you'll understand why I said that in a bit. Right. So I was concerned with this. Okay, I have a story that before you've seen the evidence, you'll be calling it for sure. It's a little long, but stick with it. Now, I was concerned, and I thought by the end of this, is he on this is a wind-up, isn't it?
Mm. But
stick with it. He was right. In 2019, my best friend and I visited Sydney to meet 3 friends living there. We had just arrived at our final apartment in Vaucluse, near Bondi Beach. Beautiful beach. That night, we ventured out to Bondi. Starting sorry, I just remembered a story from Bondi Beach. I'm gonna have to tell you. Okay, so I went traveling to oh no, it wasn't Bondi Beach, it was South America. We were in Brazil, we were in Rio, and actually, let me tell you this bit, and then when we get to it, it makes sense. That night, we ventured out to Bondi Beach, starting at a German bar to drink some steins. There we met 2 bisexual girls and a couple. I got a bit excited and I thought I might be able to engineer something with the 2 girls. We changed bars, and one girl led me to a secluded slot machine. That's not a slot machine room. Sorry. It was guarded by a bouncer that she knew, and he let us in. We were the only ones in there. I didn't realise how weird this was at the time, but my mate gave up looking for me and went back to the apartment. Eventually, we regrouped with the others, and the girl suggested skinny dipping. Actually, I can't tell the story. I'll tell the story in the mailbag. Skinny dipping. Right. Ask me about skinny dipping. Like I was going to turn that down. So I ended up in the sea in the pitch black of night. I got caught up in a riptide and lost track of the group and my clothes. Instead of searching for them, I decided to try and return to the apartment, which turns out was 4 kilometers away. This was the first night in this apartment, so I knew the general direction, but had no idea how to get there. I was also butt naked. I jogged through the affluent neighbourhoods in the general direction of the apartment, and at one stage got hot and decided to check if the houses had swimming pools. Yeah. I chose one, went down the side alley, and there you go. They have a pool. I jump in, do a couple of lengths. And get scared because I think there could be water snakes. I hear movement in the house, so I jump out and leg it back down the side alley as the door swings open behind me with a tiny little dog running out barking. I dash up the street and around the corner.
Still completely naked at this
stage? Completely naked. Look, Tom's come with a That's a warning, isn't it? A warning of a calling it is a So I jump out, where are we? Little dog barking, I dash up the street and around the corner until I felt it was far enough away. It started to get light, and obviously I couldn't find the apartment and decided that if I had a car, it would be faster. I tried multiple car doors that were parked along the... You're going to steal a car?
Steal a car naked?
I tried...
This is a good idea. You know what? I need a car. I'm going to steal one when I'm on holiday or traveling or something. Yeah, I mean, this is... I mean, go on.
Yeah.
Right, I've made up my mind, I think. Go on.
Okay. I tried multiple car doors that were parked along... I mean, he's drunk, innit? Until I found one that was left open. While sitting in the driver's seat... So I found one that was left open. While sitting in the driver's seat, it hits me. You can't start a car without a key. What if I take the handbrake off and I let it roll? It might just turn on. I found myself having moved the car into the middle of the road, and guess what? It didn't turn on. I leave the car in the middle of the street and continue my adventure. Finally, a police car pulls up next to me. I cover my bits, and he asks my name. I tell him very politely, and he tells me to put his police jacket on. My friends are looking for me. Obviously, the girls were worried about where I was, thought I might have drowned, and rang the police, who scrambled a search party, including a helicopter. As we are approaching the beach, the policeman told me not to be surprised if there are news crews. I'm thinking, what, for me? All I did was go for a swim. As he'd warned, we get to the beach and there are about 20 people with cameras with bright flashes shouting questions. It's all a bit surreal, so I just smile and get into the ambulance, as instructed by a lovely paramedic. Where I was reunited with my clothes, they check me over and allow me to leave. I'm now back with the girls. One of them is in tears and slaps me. I make fun of the situation to try and ease the tension. The couple go home, but the two girls decide they are taking me back to my apartment. When we get back, we carry on drinking. But one of the girls asked me for some wacky backy, which I don't have.
That's something my dad would say.
Yeah, shocking.
She gets over it.
She gets overly angry, storms out and goes home. The remaining girl says, well, I came for a threesome. Go and wake your mate up. Which I do and proceed to fornicate. The next morning, me and my best mate and 3 friends who were living there were going up to the northern beaches. In the car, I was telling them about this mad night. Of course, they thought I was bullshitting. Until one of them Googled...
Oh, my God.
Naked Brit Bondi Beach.
I was going...
Brit Bondi Beach.
Oh my fucking God. Oh my fucking God. Spencer Tunick.
A naked Brit tourist sparks massive search after skinny dipping on Bondi Beach.
Unreal.
Crazy.
Unreal.
So it's all here.
Do you know what's genius about this? What's genius about this is he knows he was writing it in a way that we were going to go, this is bullshit.
Yeah,
because it sounded like bullshit, and it was true.
So, right, do you know what I then go, look, where are the pictures, though? Right?
Yeah.
Where are the... Look, who's naked... The search continued until members of the public called local police at 4:40 a.m, reporting a naked man was walking along Military Road. Now... Here's what I'm calling, first of all.
Right.
Local police at about 4:40 a.m. got called, right?
Mm.
So from 4:40 he gets picked up. He goes back. He's got to go in an ambulance. There's news crew there. He's then got to leave that. He's then got to go. Then the couple are leaving. He's then gone back with the 2 girls. And then he's still going to carry on drinking and then have a threesome. Calling that.
But hang on, they don't say he has to go on an ambulance at all. They just check him over. And
okay,
he's fine.
Still, give me the time frame. So I'm calling the threesome. I'm calling the threesome.
I'm calling the only thing that could possibly the one thing that might not be true in all of this is that this guy has found this story. He's found the story, and he's written it as if it was him and it happened to someone else, and he's just put this in, and he's actually gone, look, I've got the news story. Either way, this is genius, and this is the point. People, this isn't the game here is that we need to be tricked, right? Or proven, but there's nothing wrong in lying at all. That's the point of this.
Yeah, true. I didn't figure that. Yeah, that's true. So yeah, I'm not sure
I
I
want to see
get
pictures of your trip. I need to see pictures of your trip with you in it.
Okay. So we Googled naked Brit Bondi Beach and boom, there it is. Multiple news articles by the Mirror, Sky, Daily Star, ITV, Metro. ITV. I looked at ITV posted this.
Yeah.
And multiple Australian outlets. My friends start telling people back home who start to notice this printed in newspapers. My best mate's mum heard it on the radio and called him to ask if it was him. And he had to tell her, no, but it was Ross. In the Australian newspapers, they shared photos of me that the news crews had taken. Luckily, these never made it to the British news. So that's why there's no pictures there. So that kind of makes sense of that. There was even a quote from the mayor of Sydney saying, I should be forced to pay the 30 grand for the helicopter costs.
As if, why? He got swept out of sea, got in, and then tried to get home. It's not his fault.
I will DM James some of the photos as evidence.
Oh, yes. This is amazing.
So good.
Ross, can you jump? Is he on? Can he jump in our Discord and we talk to him? Mailbag next week for about 10 minutes?
I'm happy, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, let's do it. Or the end of the show. End of the show next week, maybe.
Yeah. But we need some pictures. And I'm calling them threesome. I don't see it because I think the carry on drinking, if you're going to carry on drinking, especially after that whole ordeal to get pissed and chill, you got to get in, you got to settle, you're going to have a bit of food there. It's like, it's midday.
I love it.
But great story.
Can you DM me, because we do this thing on behind our Patreon, the paywall. It's a bit like the Mailbag, but not. Where we do, it's called The Other Podcast, and we talk, like, for example, we've got lined up a couple who just they sleep with escorts as a couple, and so we're just having a 20-minute chat with them about that before talking about other stuff. If he I'd love him to come on and tell this story on The Other Podcast. So yeah, DM me as well.
Okay. Regardless, great work, Ross, and
yeah.
You put yourself out there by saying it's a little long, but stick with it. He knew. I didn't want to reap more than I have to, but it was. I
was like, the whole thing I was going, this is bullshit. Like the first thing was like caught out in a riptide. Do you know how dangerous that is? You'd be dead. You could be dead, especially at night. It's really difficult to get out of a riptide unless you know what you're doing. I'm not saying I do. I've just watched fucking the RNLI program.
I'm struggling with the swimming pool thing. The swimming pool thing.
Swimming pool thing was weird.
Weird. I'll let you have it, but I don't think you're doing lengths. I'm calling that. The car thing I'm struggling with as well. Car, yeah, exactly. The car I'm struggling with as well. Anyway, we need pictures. Right. I knew it was going to be a good pod. And 'twas.
Right then.
Best of luck to Big Sam.
Nice one.
It's just funny. It's just funny if they stay up, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's just funny.
So I told you I knew what I was doing.
Yeah.
But imagine, after saying all this stuff about Pep, imagine if they beat Man City at the weekend.
Oh my God, that'd be insane.
See, told you.
All right, guys, have a wonderful weekend. As I said, if you want to become a patron, then feel free to do so. Links in the description. And get involved in the comments with all the new bits. Speak soon.
Adios.
Lots of love. Bye.
Bye-bye.